In this episode, I'm going to share with you what different pains, illnesses, and diseases mean about your emotional world and what messages they're trying to give you. In the previous episode, I gave you the general context on this, so if you haven't watched it, I encourage you to go back and watch that first. Today, I'm going to show you the innate connection between the mind and the body, and where each disease has its origin in the mind. I'm going to start with a disclaimer. All the information I'm about to give you is to help you see what each disorder, pain, inflammation, or issue is linked to through the huge body of work we have on this from various sources, not just one. Useful book on this is Julia Cannon's book, Soul Speak, which you can start with if you want to explore these issues further. There are also a lot of resources online, but just like with everything, apply your own filter and use only what resonates with you. I'm not here to give you medical advice or tell you how to cure anything. I feel that each person's healing is a sacredly personal business. That's why I never just dish out this information to anyone suffering from anything. However, if this message today resonates on some level, you can look into it yourself and do your own research on this. Especially if you've tried the conventional route and that didn't work, I don't see how you have anything to lose if you get educated in this respect and maybe even use both the conventional and also this aspect that I'm sharing with you today. I'm also not bashing medicine in any way. I believe it does have its place in urgent situations, although I would never condone the pharmaceutical industry. But, each situation is different. People are different, so apply your own filters. However, it is my firm belief that we are the creators of our reality. And as such, we are the creators of our illnesses, and also by default, our own healing and health. When we give our power to someone else to try and fix us, we will always be the victim. Healing is not done to you, it is done with you. You have this power. So if you're down with that, then keep watching. So moving on from the general context, I want to address first the issues with digestion, because honestly, it's like an epidemic. We constantly hear about it these days, whether it's constipation, bloating, IBS, SIBO, inflammatory disorder, parasites, whatever. Digestion basically starts from the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, the intestines, right? It's the whole thing. So what this is the central system in the body associated with the solar plexus chakra, which is just an energy center, right? It's located right under your rib cage and it's known as your power center. So just like everything material, what we eat and drink, which is what we take in from the environment, is digested here. So does anything else immaterial we take in from our external environment. Everything gets processed right here, which includes words, experiences, thoughts, feelings, people, and also their energetic signatures. Here is where we process these things, run them through the proper channel, and then eliminate them, just like we do with food, basically. So for example, if you're experiencing bloating, constipation, or gas, chances are that you're holding on to something you need to release. It could be anything from a belief, toxic relationships, a job or a career you're unhappy with, a past hurt, a pattern you keep running on a loop. So questions you might want to ask yourself are, what am I holding on to that I find hard to let go? Am I refusing to make changes or decisions where I know I need to? Am I constantly worrying about the future and trying to control things? Am I suppressing my feelings? For example, if you have diarrhea, maybe you feel like things are out of control and that you have no power over what's happening and just pouring out of you. You might want to look at things in your life that happened and make you feel powerless. Is something or someone compromising your ability to make empowered decisions, for example? Or you might want to ask if a situation or person in your life is triggering feelings of helplessness or powerlessness or confusion or insecurity. Now, let's briefly address cancer. From the perspective that we're looking at things today, cancer is unresolved and deeply suppressed anger. It's anger that's been turning in on itself with no outlet for years and years, finding no release. It's a last resort message, right? When all other messages that have come previously have been ignored or suppressed, then this is what's going to alert you to an important anger issue that you're holding on to. The part of the body that carries the cancer will tell you a bit more about what a person is angry about. Breast cancer, for example, suggests anger at not being nurtured or even not being able to nurture. Lung cancer is anger at life or inability to live life. Intestinal cancer is anger about situations that you cannot externalize or vent about. If this strikes a chord for you and you want to learn more about this, I invite you to do your own research and act or not act according to your own guidance system. Some of the potential messages the feet might be trying to communicate have to do with moving and being grounded. Maybe it has to do with the direction you're moving in, or maybe you're feeling stuck even, like you can't move forward or you're unable to make a decision. The left foot, which is connected to the feminine side, I've talked about this in the previous episode, can be telling you to investigate where you're too focused on what you're doing for everyone else at the expense of neglecting your own needs, which is basically an imbalance in giving and receiving. The right foot, which is connected to the masculine, often indicates issues with obligation, right? Overly pushing yourself or forcing something instead of allowing it to unfold naturally. Toes can bring up issues of not belonging or feeling lost, confused, or being unsure of yourself, or even feeling rejected. And issues with heels can indicate questioning and second guessing yourself, not trusting your inner voice enough, and feeling ungrounded. Bunions, interestingly, may be a message for you to evaluate where you're giving over your power to others, allowing them to make decisions for you. They may also show that you're following the wrong direction in life, lacking self-belief maybe in your ability to be successful doing what you love. Back issues relate to the lower chakras, connected to survival, support, and security, basically. It's connected to all the responsibility of what it is to be human. It can be connected to family, finances, independence, making a living. If you're feeling unsupported or unsafe, or if you're struggling to ask for help, this may manifest as lower back problems. Another thing is hips, knees, and ankles, which are all basically joints, and this may indicate how flexible you are in accepting new ideas or moving in a new direction. These joints mainly give us the message that we're not moving in the right direction. The larger the joint, the greater the potential inflexibility, and the bigger the reevaluation that needs to take place. Thyroid problems. The throat is literally clenching down to hold in what it wants to say. This is a situation that's been going on for some time. It's not speaking up for yourself or not speaking your mind about something you're upset about. This goes deeper and connects into internal worry about being rejected, criticized, misunderstood, or even ridiculed. You're holding this fear inside of you. Or there might be feelings of not feeling important enough to say anything. Well, the body obviously is telling you that it has a different opinion. Accidents might not be accidents at all. Running into things might be telling you to slow down and pay attention to where you're going. Or to something in your life, like in general. Slamming and smashing body parts is basically trying really hard to get your attention, right? They want you to stop and listen, reevaluate. If you get rear-ended in your car, this might indicate that you should get moving, right? It's like they're pushing you forward, that maybe you're staying stuck in something or with someone. Being hit broadside is probably wanting to redirect you, right? Making you shift track. We all have free will, and if we accept this concept, we need to remember that the messages are coming not from some random source out there, but from our own soul, our higher self. And our soul has the overview of what it is we need to know, the direction we should be taking based on maybe our karmic contracts or the life lessons that we need to learn in this incarnation. This is a communication system that we ourselves set up in order to navigate this reality better. It's not a punishment, on the contrary. These are loving messages in order to help us through the maze of this existence. You can choose to not listen, of course. You have free will. But if the dots of whatever it is you have are not connecting, maybe you might want to explore this further. Maybe when you listen and do change something, and you no longer need to be getting this message, maybe the message will disappear. I'm sending you love. May you be happy, peaceful,